I want to do today is talk about 3 essential truths of startup marketing that you may not have heard before. And I've dealt with a lot of companies. I've done marketing for like hundreds of companies, and here's a little bit. Hold on. Did it work? Okay, good. So this is a little bit of my background. I started out at Procter Gamble in brand marketing, and then I ran consumer acquisition marketing at Sprint. Uh-oh, back it up. Okay. Let's see. It's ironic that I'm talking about tech and I'm having problems with tech. Do you see the irony there? Okay. So at any rate, I worked at Sprint. I ran acquisition marketing, and I had up to $800,000 in marketing budgets. But I'm currently working on a project called Mighty Handle, and we're launching in Walmart, and our budget is $18,000. So I've sort of spanned the gamut, done a lot of work with the great Trelli. I know the guys are here. They're doing amazing work, and been involved in tech. So I've been around a lot, and my hope is that you get 1 or 2 nuggets that you can take away and apply to your own businesses. But it's really important. Any good marketer knows that they need to target and meet their customers' needs. And since you're the audience, it is Friday afternoon, and I do realize that your mind may wander a bit during the time. So if you're thinking about a small game, I thought I would give you the relevant hashtags that you can talk through as you're working through this. If you go to my Twitter feed, I think I have that picture up there. And how great is it that churches love baseball and God does have a sense of humor? So that's a nugget for you. Okay, let's go to the first one. First marketing truth, and that is this: the biggest lies are the ones we tell ourselves. And there is no function, there is no group in a company that is better at rationalizing their results than marketing. Am I right? You know who you are. Sales is a close second. But it's true. And so it's really hard to be intellectually honest about your product, especially when you're launching it for the first time. And there's a lot of different examples of this, but the best example in my view is trying to figure out whether you have good product market fit. Because everyone wants to have something where they make something that people want. The biggest concern that people have is, making something that nobody wants. So that's why you're in the marketing realm. That's why you're doing this. There is a very simple litmus test to know whether you've achieved good product market fit. And that is basically this. It's 2 litmus tests. The first one is this: can you, as the founder or the person who runs marketing, or maybe you're just helping manage the go-to-market plan, can you answer these questions in 1 declarative sentence, each question? Most people who have good product market fit, or they think they do, can do this, which is great. So that's litmus test number 1. The second litmus test is this: can your employees, if you asked them this, gave them the same questions and asked them, can they answer them? Can they do it in 1 declarative sentence each? And then what's the most important question? Shout it out for me, people. Is the answer the same as yours? And it's very, very rare that you find consistency. And as a customer who's consuming different products, it's sort of like pornography. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. And so I write for Inc.com, and I was interviewing the guys from Uber, and I had the big corporate guys, and then I talked to the GM in Indiana, and they have good product market fit because they all have remarkable consistency about what they think they're doing. Zappos. And so the point here, or the punchline is, if you don't think you guys have remarkable consistency within your organization, take a lunch hour, take a meeting, just have people jot down the questions and see if there's alignment. And then be really honest about the answers and do the hard work to, again, avoid that first marketing truth. Okay, so the second litmus test the second truth is this: your marketing is not a reality show. And most people think it is. And what I mean by that is this. Does anyone know who this is? He's a rapper. Anyone? Oh my gosh, okay. So you guys can, he has become really famous in the last week. His name is Slow Low Redline. That is his stage name, his subway name. And he raps at a Chicago subway. And he was discovered by a marketing exec named Cordell Hunter. And They plucked him out. He's got a record deal. He's on YouTube. He is like the thing. He is probably trending on some Twitter topic somewhere. And that is how I think a lot of marketers think about their business. They think it's sort of like Susan Boyle from Got Talent. I would break out and sing "I Have a Dream," but I would cause noise pollution, to remind you, but she's a good example. Justin Bieber, before he started peeing in a bucket when he was really cute in Canada and got discovered. He is another good example of what people think marketing is. And what I mean by that is, so many companies, in my view, think that marketing is all about getting that viral video, or if I just get the most shareable post, or if I can just get on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, or the New York Times, or Real Simple, or Oprah, I have it made. And unfortunately, that just doesn't matter. It's great for earned media. It doesn't drive sales. I have a good friend of mine who is the president of Andrews McMeel Publishing, and I was doing some marketing work for her, and she gave me this really interesting, told me this interesting story, and that is when she would have her PR team reach out to Good Morning America, and they would pitch a book, and if it was aired, it would be on the bestseller list for 12, 15 weeks. Now, if that same book is on the same show, it's like 3 to 4 days. It's a high blip, and then it just tanks. It's interesting, but it's just not it's what really helps. And at the end of the day, what I'm here to say is that viral marketing, it doesn't exist. There is no silver bullet. The key is, and I love this, the guy, Brian Balfour. Do you guys know him? Have you heard of him? He's the vice president of growth acquisition for HubSpot, and he talks about it this way. He says that there are 2 reasons why this doesn't work, and that is because in the last 15 years, there's been 2 major trends. One, the channels that are available to a marketer have changed and accelerated so rapidly that it's hard to just stick on one tactic. And the second thing is, what constitutes an effective marketing strategy for that tactic is very different. So if those of you, how many guys advertise on Facebook? Yeah. So your organic reach probably 18 months was 20, 23%, and now it's what, 8, 9%? So you got to be really, really effective. And the punchline here is that success is not a set of tactics. Success is a process. And how do you know it's a process? Is when you develop a growth acquisition machine. And the litmus test for that is that it's scalable, it's repeatable, and it actually produces results. And it's systematic. So I don't know if that's obvious or not, but when I deal with a lot of startups, I see that a lot. I just need to go on Facebook and I'm a winner. And so those are really important things to know. And testing is so important. I don't want to say that it's not. I mean, testing is how you become a growth machine. It's how you become intellectually honest and you avoid that first problem, which was the marketing truth I mentioned earlier, which is not being intellectually honest. But I'm here to say that the third, and I think most important truth about marketing that I see a lot of startup marketers miss is this one. Testing is necessary, but it is woefully insufficient to win. And I believe in it. I am a student of growth hacking, but it is if that's what you're doing to win, I think it's really, really hard. And the reason for that is this. The most scarce thing on the planet is human attention. And if you don't believe me, just look at this. Hold on. This guy, he's a goldfish. Our attention span is less than that little guy. A goldfish's attention span is 9 seconds. A human's average attention span is 8. We are 1 second less than that fish in your fishbowl. In 2000, it was, I think, 12 seconds. And the reason for that is that there are so many messages that are coming at you. On average, a consumer is exposed to 5,000 messages a day. And the problem with that is the implications for marketing are profound because customers are tuning out messages in droves. So it is awesome that you have a landing page and you're going to make it the button red versus green. It's going to give you a percentage point. I love that, and you should continue to do that. But it doesn't matter if no one is coming to your website, if no one's coming to your Facebook page. And so the question becomes for all of us, how do we break through with limited cash, with my $18,000 budget for Mighty Handle? How do I actually make an impact for the customer? I was in, I had a chance to speak to Mark Pritchard, who's the global CMO for Procter Gamble, and he gave this amazing talk about how to break through. And this is his litmus test, which I have borrowed shamelessly because it's helpful, is you have to present ideas that are unexpected, but you have to connect emotionally to a customer. I think so many marketers spend so much time trying to focus on the head, when at the end of the day, you got to get them at their heart. Either touch them and with something that's universally understood. That is what breaks through. And when you think about your own experiences and the kind of things that you share on your private social networks, it's not X product has Y attribute, download this app so that you can see this optimized landing page. Just, it's more about something that connects to you and makes you feel something emotionally. And it has to be relevant, and it has to be authentic to your brand. And, you know, it's really easy for some products because they are inherently emotional, but anything can be relevant and connecting to a customer and develop that relevant. So I'm not gonna, we have, you know, we don't have internet access, but I have one video, but shampoo is a great example. When you're at a cocktail party, I'm sure the one thing that comes up to you when you're talking to someone you want to impress them is you talk about shampoo, right? It's really interesting, especially the bald guy over there. It's really hard to make that interesting. Do you guys remember the Olympics, the Thank You Moms commercial? Look it up on YouTube when you have a chance, but it's a great video because what it does is it connects to this universal insight of babies falling down, and the greatest gift moms can give their child is pick them up when they're not feeling, when they're having a bad day. So that's a great example. Another example is, if you hit the next slide. Oh, I have the next slide here. Sorry. Tampons. That's something you guys, I'm sure, talk about at your relevant cocktail party. The men are getting really uncomfortable, so we won't talk about this. But if you get a chance, look up the first moon party on YouTube. How many have seen that? Okay. It is really funny, and if you have a daughter or a sister or know any tween between the ages of 10 and 14, it will connect to you in a way that makes sense and makes this stand out. This is a startup, and they've had, I think, 21 million views, not because it is funny, but because it connects to a universal insight that's true. I am going to show you one other video that I think does this really well, and this is Thai Life Insurance. Has anyone seen their ads? A few of you. So Thai Life Insurance they sell life insurance, and I wanted just to make the point that anything in any country, in any language, can be relevant to you if you connect to a universal emotional insight. So with that, I'm going to ask you to play the video.
หนูอยากได้พ่อที่ดีกว่านี้พ่อที่ไม่เป็นใบ้พ่อที่เหมือนคนอื่นพ่อที่ได้ยินในสิ่งที่หนูอยากบอกพ่อที่พูดได้แล้วก็เข้าใจหนูได้
บางทีอาจจะไม่มีพ่อที่ดีที่สุดแต่มีพ่อที่รักคุณมากที่สุดดูแลคนที่ดูแลคุณ
ไทยประกันชีวิต
Now all of you want to go and call your dad, don't you? It's hard to look at that and not get a little verklempt, right? And this is definitely, Thai life insurance is known for really emotional videos. Most of their commercials, someone dies, so I didn't put that in there. But this is a great example because it's not even in English, but it's this universal truth about connecting with your dad. We all know what that's like to have a fight with your parents, feel bad, not understand, and that's why you remember it. So if you were to look on this on, search results and you saw Thai life insurance, you wouldn't even think about it. It wouldn't even be in your head. But now that you've seen the video and it's connected to something and that's what their brand is about, you're going to remember it way longer than if you just would have had a landing page. And so I'm a huge fan of Lean Startup. I'm actually speaking at their Eric's conference in San Francisco. So I believe in it. But if he had another book, I would tell him to write this, which is The Lean and Emotionally Connected Startup. Because you have to be analytical, but you have to deal with people's head, but you really have to deal with people's hearts. And there's a really good, big agency guy who had this quote, and I just think it really captures what I'm trying to say here, and that is this. The best marketing induces emotion, and that is far more interesting than bits and bytes. The key is not in using technology for efficiency, but to create emotion to move people. And I would just submit to you that as you work on your marketing plans, make sure you spend money on this. So in my this little product, this Mighty Handle I've talked about, we have 18,000. We're spending a third of our budget on creating a video that connects to our target. Because it's that important. It's going to be way more shareable than if I just try to optimize it on search. So, it's something that I don't think people spend a lot of time on, but it's really important. And there's really good resources around here to help you with that story that's authentic. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. Those three key things is, being intellectually honest, making sure that you try to have good product and market fit. That to me is so foundational, that positioning statement, to make sure that you're really successful in the market. Really trying to make sure that you think about marketing as more as a systemic, repeatable process versus a series of tactics, because that really is something that will change us so dramatically. It's really hard to win. And then perhaps the most important is testing is really important, but really being emotionally connected is what's going to help you win. It's going to separate you from the others. That's it. I'm done. Thanks. That would be it.